Hey everybody, it's Casey and the Current Backloggers.
Welcome to episode 60 of the Current Backloggers. The date is April 7th. I am your host, KCP, along with my good friend and guest co-host, Ryan McEmails. Ryan, how's it going today?
It's going really good, Casey. I just really appreciate if you use the proper pronoun. I prefer it's Ryan. Just Ryan, no McEmails. It really make me feel better about myself if you did
Today
that.
we're here with Day. Day, how's it going? Oh boy.
I told you I was extra tired tonight.
It's been one of those podcasts, eh?
Probably. I'm starting off slap happy and I'll probably crash and burn.
So, if you're not watching this on video, it's Cody's not here, thankfully.
Thank goodness.
Yeah,
we need to get Nick back on here. That's what I'm saying.
We also escaped Cody for the next week. He's not able to do it, so it'll be 2 weeks without Cody. So we got Ryan here. It's been a few weeks since you've been here. So what have you been up to?
Yeah, I think it was 56.
You would know better than me.
I don't know. What are we on, 60?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good round number there. Big old number.
We're 9 away from the grand 69.
Yeah, that's right. You said that there might be something in the works for that.
Yeah. It might be a little outside your budget, what you want to spend.
There is no budget on this show, as you know.
Yep.
As I said before we started, you said, what's your budget? I said, there is none.
Yep. So that's kind of a hard budget to work with then.
Well, no, like...
Oh, you mean
no
the sky's the limit?
Yeah, bingo.
Okay. All right. I'll rent a studio. We'll
So,
just buy a studio.
all right, that would be my dream, to be able to not have to worry about setting all this up and we go to our office.
Yeah.
That'd
be pretty neato.
That would.
We have bitches that offer us coffee, tea, blowjobs.
Maybe the last one, definitely not the other two.
Dr. Pepper.
There we go.
Okay.
Gentleman's drink.
Agnostic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I've actually overthought that for a podcast that now has 30 subscribers.
Woo! Big 3-0.
Yeah, another big old round number.
Man.
But
that's crazy.
I really... Is our phone on mute there? It should at least be on mute.
And it should at least be on silent.
Yeah, that's right. It didn't sound right when I said it.
I'll just mute the friend group.
Okay.
Because it's blowing up.
But for a podcast that has 30 subscribers on its YouTube channel, I definitely overthought that. I'm like, oh shit, this space you could rent out for only $500 a month. And I'm like, wait.
That's it?
Yeah, but...
$500 a month?
Yeah,
shit,
but...
I could live there. It'd be cheaper.
Okay, we can do that. You can pay... I'll pay $100 a month for your rent to be able to store everything there.
No.
All right, well, that fell through fast.
No.
Well said. So what have you been up to, buddy?
I've been very unprepared.
Okay.
I forgot to get my paper ready here.
Your paper.
My digital paper. Yeah, this is episode 60.
Yeah, we already addressed that, buddy.
I always go first, so you can go first.
Okay. Well, before I get into what I've been up to, today was quite the adventure. As you know, I didn't eat on my lunch break today.
Yeah.
At work.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not normal. It's not because we're busy or something like our old job. You always get a half-hour lunch break, but I almost always take an hour. I had that.
Slacker.
I ordered Grandma's Pizza, an amazing pizza place.
Yeah.
It's a 12-minute drive from my work. I'm excited because I haven't gotten out of work. I figured out that I was there. I order it. I go there. The guy's like, we not got an order for you. And I was like, what? Are you sure? It's what you got? Went back and forth, a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, shit. And then I called the wrong one.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, you won't believe how often that happens, man. And I went out in the car and I called the wrong one.
You called the one near your house?
Well, there's not any near here, but yeah, one closer to my house and work.
Yeah.
And then I went to try and go Burger King, and then their line was so long that I just had to go back to work. So I just drove my entire break to different restaurants and didn't get any food. And
That's
then
fun.
at work, I saw on my watch, it popped up that they left me a voicemail at the grandma's I did order from. and it was just a transcript and said, "So yeah, your pizza's ready for pickup." So, okay.
Actually, is a very similar situation that happened to me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
let's hear it.
I was down. Um, I was down south, Chillicothe area,
Mm-hmm.
and I was down. We were working at the prison. We had to be down there early. Like we had to be there at 7. It's an hour drive, so I was leaving by 6 every morning.
Mm-hmm.
And so I get down there and do that all day, and then we get done kind of early. We get done at like 1:30. So I call the office like, "Hey, I'm just gonna go home. If you don't have anything else for me," like, "Oh, we got a couple jobs down there for you, just quick little sites,
Mm-hmm.
be real quick." I'm like, "Okay." And like, "Where's that?" I was like, "Oh, it's an hour south." I was like, "You're gonna send me another hour south at 1:30?" I was like, "All right, whatever. I want the overtime. It's fine."
Mm-hmm.
So I go down an hour south.
You're all about your overtime.
Go to the first one. It's real quick. Get it done. And then I punch in the GPS for the next one, get going, and it's like half hour away. I was like, that seems kind of far. Usually these sites are like, 10, 15 minutes apart. I was like, all right, whatever, maybe it's farther apart, whatever. So I drive. Get there, it's like some like residential street that's like, yeah, this is not it. I was like, where the fuck did my GPS take me? So pull it up again. I was like, okay, yeah, it just took me a half hour in the wrong direction. So punch it again, press go, and then I see it. It like has the GPS view of the building, and I see it when I hit start. It changes and it goes to the same place it took me to the last time. So like this was on April Fool's too. So my GPS was April Foolsing me. But anyway, so drive a half hour back. So that's the next hour. Get done with that site and then head back up. And I'm like, it's going to like 6:00 at this time, and I'm like getting hungry. And I was like, you know what? I haven't been to Chipotle in like, I don't know, it's been over a year since I've been. I was like, I'll go, because there's one like on the way. So I pull in, and like it's just like a clusterfuck, like just a disaster zone. And it's like I get in, and like I should have noticed, but I was a Cinemark customer. I just walked in, and I knew someone was up because they had like the usual spot where like the corral is, like where you walk into the line and like you go down the line or whatever, is like all blocked off. Like, what the hell? And there's like 10 people standing around, like scattered around like the dining area, that all the tables are like, there's no chairs, just like tables. And on each table it has like this paper that says order online order only, you can't order in person. I was like, what the fuck is this stupid fucking shit? It was so dumb. I was like, and like there was like this old man at the counter who obviously didn't know how to order online, and then he was like yelling at the, like there's only two employees there, and there's like so many people waiting for food, and I was like, I don't know, just so stupid. I was like, fuck, I'm getting out of here.
And never going back there again.
Yeah, fuck it.
You'll go back. Don't be that guy that says it.
I don't know. If they continue this bullshit, no, I'm not fucking. It's like if I just want to fucking eat, I don't want to have to. This isn't some like special restaurant you need to like call ahead for reservation. It's a fucking Chipotle. You just throw some fucking rice on a tortilla with chicken and call it done.
That's pretty racist.
Anyways, so then I was like, all right, well, I'll go. I don't remember where else. I went somewhere else, and it was like the same shit. And I was just getting so pissed off, and I was like, you know what, fuck, I'm just gonna go home. So I just didn't eat dinner that night.
No. So you didn't eat the entire day?
No, I had my lunch.
Oh, okay.
But I was gonna go to McDonald's. That was it. But the McDonald's, they don't let you inside in some of them, and I really had to go to the bathroom. I was like, well, fuck it, I'm just going home.
I'm sorry, bud.
It's all right. I need to lose a little weight anyways. So.
Besides that ridiculous story, I feel like I'm missing one, but I do that every week,
Yeah, that's why things forgotten from previous weeks.
Yeah. Besides that, just working, normal hours, no overtime.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm on quite the streak there. And then celebrate Easter 2 times with my family on different days. So that was a good time. And had a big old dinner here. Good old stuff, And then the day before that, went to my sister's and saw my niece. Did an egg hunt, so it was fun. But I think that's all I've been up to besides the things that will come up naturally in the show later.
Yeah.
What about you?
Working lots of overtime.
I think we need to have a talk later.
What? It's fine.
Just really concerned about how much
but
you're doing it.
I got a very expensive vacation to pay for coming up.
Spoilers.
Yeah, but no, it's just been work has been busy. It's like not like your work where like, hey, you want to do overtime? It's like, it's just like, I have to do all this shit and get it done.
Yeah.
They like give you all these projects and then all this other bullshit that you can pile on top. And it's like, all right, I guess I'll get it all done. And the next thing you know, I'm getting up at 5 in the morning, and I'm not getting home till after 6.
I feel you.
Yeah. But then had Easter. I don't know. My brother came over with his kid, and we just had dinner. Wasn't really Easter. It was just visiting, I guess. I don't know.
I got you.
He's too dumb and small to know what Easter egg hunting is, anyway. So
Got him.
actually,
Take that.
he's pretty smart. He probably would have figured it out. We had a little basket of Easter eggs, and he was like picking up. He's like so confused by them.
That's when you just gotta throw cheese at his face.
Yeah.
It's all the rage.
No, but they were the ones that, like they pop open. So
Mhm.
he'd hold it, we'd pop them, and he'd be like, and then he'd get mad. He'd like try and put them back together, but couldn't. It's funny. And then yeah. Besides that, just planning for our trip.
Yep. You are just spoiling this trip for everyone.
What do you mean spoiling? Are we not supposed to talk about it? Is it like
I'm just being stupid.
excommunicado kind of thing? Like,
No, I'm being dumb.
okay.
I remembered already the thing I was going to talk about. You asked me for the podcast. This
Mm.
beautiful attire, if you're watching on YouTube. If you're not, would you like to describe what you're seeing?
Yeah. So you have well, if you haven't seen Casey in a while, his hair is getting mighty
Awesome.
long. It's very thick with
Thick.
6 C's.
Oh.
So you kind of got that going on, and then just below that hairline, he's got a headband that's American flag,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like bandanas, but I guess it is a headband.
It's a headband,
It's a
yeah.
headband.
Mm-hmm.
So then you got that, and then for his top, he's wearing a Hawaiian shirt with no sleeves.
Yeah, cut them off, custom made.
Yeah, custom Hawaiian wife beater, I guess. Right?
Why is that okay to say? Never understood that.
Whoa, we getting into that fake outrage already?
Well, I'm not outraged by it. I just don't know how other people aren't with what they're mad by. There must be some reason.
I don't know. It's like, this is what it's called.
All right, somebody let us know in the comments.
Somebody let us know. And
Probably
then,
something you can Google, but I want somebody else to tell us.
yeah, so you got that, and then I don't. Are you wearing shorts?
No, I'm naked underneath here.
Yeah, he's just naked on the bottom with his very large balls.
I was going to say how big my dick is. Probably just a matter of time so you see it on camera for yourself.
Yeah. So.
But,
Yeah. So why are you wearing it?
it's Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday.
Oh.
Yeah, come on.
I didn't get the memo. Is that what you wear to work?
Yeah.
They let you wear that?
Yeah.
They don't get mad about the sleeves?
No.
A lot of places are very big, like, safety-wise, like, you have to have sleeves. And it's like, why? What's the matter if you have, like, they're okay with this, like a 6-inch sleeve,
Mm-hmm.
but then if you have no sleeves, like, oh, that's a huge safety risk. Like,
No, I literal tank top in the summer, like the actual, like, just the
like a
straps.
wife beater.
We should probably stop saying that.
Let me ask you this:
Mhm.
if I said the term dyke,
Oh.
what would that mean to you?
A very masculine woman.
Okay, I asked because it's a tool term for electricians.
Oh, so now you're boxing me in there is what you're doing.
Well, no, so I say this because it came up today with the electrician I was at. I don't like saying that term because I'm afraid of offending people, even though it's a construction site and you shouldn't be. Like,
Mhm.
the shit that happens on those. Anyway, so I said, hey, can I use your diagonal cutters? And he looked at me like I was fucking insane. He's like, my what? I was like, your diagonal cutters, your side cutters? You mean my dikes? I was like, that's what they're called, like in the trade.
Mhm.
I was like, yeah, I don't like saying that because, I don't want to offend anybody, I guess. And he like laughed and he's like, no, man, that's what they are. They're dykes. And he's like, the only women on the job site, they're gonna know what that means if somebody hears them say that. I was like,
What
I
if you're
guess.
like, hey, dyke, grab me a dyke? Then, sorry, I misspoke. I meant to say, can I have the dyke?
But Yeah, so I just want to prove my point, I guess, that
Okay.
I guess it's very context sensitive.
I got you. Do you like that there's more buttons getting unbuttoned because you can't even see on camera, so you're the only one that's experiencing this?
Yeah, I love your stubbly chest. That's,
Yeah, I shaved recently.
I don't see how you do that.
We're getting to the belly button here
It's
soon.
so fucking itchy.
It's not bad at all to me.
Yeah, I tried it one time. I was like, yep, never again.
Speaking of your construction, you went to a site recently. I don't know if you're okay to talk about it on the podcast. You never really told me.
About what?
It's a Columbus site.
Crew?
Yeah.
I talked about it.
Not really.
I mean, there's not a lot to talk about.
Well, you were pretty fucking excited to go, so they have.
I haven't been in a while.
Uh-huh.
I haven't been since the second time I went. And there wasn't a lot left. There wasn't a lot done at that point. I mean, you got like bare concrete walls and like a dirt pit in the middle with a bunch of construction equipment on it.
You didn't try and like bury anything, so it was there for forever.
No.
Put anything on a wall that was still getting patched up, so you were part of the stadium.
No. I don't think they do that anymore.
They do.
Not in these kinds of projects.
Maybe not the part you're working on, but people have already done that in this stadium.
I'm sure, yeah. Something I found interesting was when during the safety training he said like, you know, like there's a lot of people who are fans of the stadium obviously, and like they want to. Are you unbuttoning more?
No, I'm buttoning up for you.
Okay.
See, I can see your eyes are distracted. I don't blame you.
Yeah, very very hard to focus. But no, he was talking about there's people who will show up and like come to look at the stadium, and they're allowed to like look at it like from certain areas, like they're not on the actual site. But I guess he also says they let them fly drones over it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, they fly their drones if they stay out of the way with cranes. I was like what? You okay with that? Okay. So maybe they'd be okay with me taking pictures. I don't know.
Should have done it or should have asked.
Should ask. I don't know, but there's like 30 people in this class. And I was like, I don't feel like being that guy. It's like, can I take the pictures of the stadium?
I hate you.
I don't want to be that guy.
Anything else you want to talk about before we move on?
Under the corrections.
Oh, we're not
feedbacking. There's one huge thing I'm gonna rant about.
Huge. Okay,
I
well,
have to add to my list so I don't forget about it.
Things we forgot about from the week before. I don't have anything. You weren't here, so we can skip past that to get your.
No. There is something. Oh. There's something.
Okay.
Cody forgot to say he loves you.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
That sounds like a correction.
No, that's something he forgot.
Oh, okay.
He forgot to say he loves you.
Corrections, question, and feedback. What do you got?
So many.
Oh, I thought you said you have one huge one.
Well, I have a
correction for you.
Huge one, but yeah, go ahead if you want to go first. That's fine, even though you asked me.
Well, it's what you just did. It was you said you had one huge one. Now you have a lot. A correction.
Oh, yeah.
So let's hear it.
So it's hard because when I'm listening, I'm driving, and I hear all this shit that's like, that's fucking wrong. Nope, that's not right. But then I can't remember them all. You know, there's so many.
You got a fancy smartwatch and tell it.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, Apple iWatch, please record memo. No.
There you go.
No, thank you. So this was feedback about Cody's he calls it virtue signaling.
Okay.
But this isn't virtue signaling. I just like the word. He just loves calling people out on it. It's funny. But this is me calling out Cody for calling out one of our friends.
Okay.
I don't want to name the friend because he didn't name him, but it was obvious who he was talking about.
Not sure what you're referencing, actually.
So it's about COVID fears, I guess, and like how like they're all like it's all for show essentially. He's like, well, my one friend, he's okay with going to the pawn shops and going to the thrift stores, but you can't go to a restaurant. And I was like, Cody, come on, you're calling out a very specific person. It's very obvious who he's talking about. It's very disrespectful. You should just say his name if you're gonna call him out like that. You know, he was also like acting like he was, it's all these people. He's clearly referencing one single person. Just want to feedback on that.
Okay.
Another feedback thing is Derek needs to learn about Google Translate.
Okay.
He's downloading some like ransomware app that makes him pay money to take a picture.
Referencing our other podcast. Brohawks.
No, this was when he was on the podcast.
Oh, when he was doing his snacks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was using the Google Translate, or he was using some translate software, like to take a picture of the thing and translate it. Google Translate does that, and it's free. So, did you remind him to uninstall it? Hopefully.
No, I didn't.
Did he get charged?
Oh, shit for that. I forgot about that. Hey, Derek, hopefully, hey, remember to cancel that.
You won't. Also, that's another thing that pissed me off. Now that you said that, he's like, "Oh yeah, I watched the podcast," and then you reference all these things. And he's like, "Oh, you guys do that? Well, that happens? Oh, you guys talk about games on here?"
This is just like
It's
Ryan roast segment. This isn't feedback.
This is feedback. So anyway, so then it's like, I mean, I'm not trying to call myself a super fan or anything. I'm not. It's just like, I at least listen to them, you know?
Uh-huh.
Come on, Derek. He probably won't hear this. He won't listen to this.
Yikes. I guarantee comments on this.
I hope he does. Prove me wrong, Derek. Prove me wrong. Here's some positive feedbacking.
Okay.
Nick has a great voice for podcasting.
This isn't feedback. This is just your love affair.
Fair.
You literally came in and said, "Is this the water Nick was using?"
And I said the water bottle.
Oh,
and it was.
Sorry. Correction.
And it was, wasn't it?
Yep.
But no, he the way he tells stories is very good, and he doesn't say a lot like I do, and I envy that.
You're referencing another podcast there. Things we should
The things we should have met. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen episode 3, it's the best so far.
Wait,
I've heard most of the stories, but they were still really good. I thought the tick on the dick one you'd told most people about that.
No, I didn't even know I told you.
Yeah, I had heard that one before.
Yeah, you were one of the few.
Oh, very nice.
Yep.
Although I wish I hadn't heard it the first or second time, because I don't know how you get a tick there, and why you would ask for help from your mother.
Well, I was young.
How young?
I was just terrified. Probably like 12.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, if I pulled and I did it wrong, could tore part of my dick off, you know?
That's all right. You got a big enough one, you can miss a little bit of it, right?
There we go.
Also, I was going to ask you, I already asked you off podcast, but I want to see if your mom had watched episode 3.
Yeah, as far as I know, she hasn't.
That's probably good. She probably shouldn't. Also, I don't see how she didn't. Yeah, I don't know how you guys didn't either kill one of your friends or go to jail for something.
It was all in good fun.
Yeah, just streaking naked across a public property where there's I'm sure there were children there.
Oh, it definitely was. But he was a child at the time.
But how child? Probably like in his teens, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you're under 18, so.
Yeah, still, it's fucking juvie. Or if they try him as an adult for being a retard, you know.
Oh.
Oh, that's another thing. Man, we're just gonna keep going. It keeps hitting. So Cody and his I don't know. Let me say this. In your little documentary you watched about the GME GameStop, did they talk about Smooth Brains?
It sounds familiar, so maybe.
Okay. That was a very big one.
Okay.
Smooth Brains, the apes are strong together thing. That whole autist.
No, I didn't hear that
Hear
one.
that and didn't hear or autistic. Those were both on there.
They're probably afraid to say those things.
I don't know. They're very defending of them. They're like no, there's a difference between retards on Wall Street Bets and actual retardation. And we're not making fun of retards like the mental disability. We're talking about retards on, I don't know. They have a whole like diagram breaking down all the different terms and stuff.
It's like that Black Eyed Peas song. Let's get retarded in here.
I forgot that was a thing. A correction for myself because I don't want to.
Look at that.
I can see my faults.
Uh-huh.
I want to correct the statement that I will be writing in when I said that 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So it'll happen eventually.
Will it?
Yeah, I almost actually did it yesterday, and I was like, oh wait, I'm gonna be on it. I'm not gonna write in. So yeah, that's about all my stuff.
That's it
for now. Yeah.
No, I liked him. Joking.
Okay.
Well, I don't have anything in particular, so we can get to a question of the week from James B.
Shoot, I forgot about that. Oh,
This
boy.
guy.
Do you want me to read it?
I'm about to read it.
Oh, you're about to read it. Okay.
He says, "How's it going, guys?"
It's going great, James. Happy late birthday. Sorry I wasn't able to wish you one on your birthday.
Funny enough, who brings it up here. Last week was kind of weird for me, so I completely forgot about sending a question. So I asked 2 to make up for it. Thank you for the birthday song. You're welcome, Ryan. For say.
You're welcome, buddy.
The first question I thought of, because if... Oh, yeah, he told me he sent this like you send your emails. That's why it's worded like this. The first question I thought of, because if the Bioshock twist... Is there any other moments in gaming that surprise you as much as that? There's another question, but we'll start with that.
I don't know what the twist is.
You were watching when it happened.
I know.
Not paying attention.
I already told you I wasn't paying attention to the story. I know it was something about the guy.
Spoilers.
Spoilers for Bioshock ending from a person who doesn't understand it. So it's about, so you're the protagonist, and I'm guessing it's a guy that's helping you think?
Mm-hmm.
And then twist, you got to fight him and kill him. Or you kill him.
Yeah, it's a very bland, boring version of it.
That's kind of what I know.
Okay.
So the one that I think, the one that comes to mind is the Fallout 76. Spoilers.
Yeah, I haven't beat it.
Oh, okay. Let's not talk about it.
Only you played that.
Yes, I did. Fallout 76.
All right.
Wait, which one's that? Is that the newest one? Uh-huh. Oh, no, not that one. The one before that. Fallout 4. Yeah. Where...
Well, I haven't beat it yet.
What the hell? How am I supposed to talk about these if you haven't beat them?
That's why I was going to tell him. I have one that comes to mind, but I can't spoil it. So.
All right. Well, James, you're just going to have to know the games to know, I guess.
Well, I'm not even wanting to say mine, so spoil it. But James, if you want to know, I can tell you in person.
Wow. You want to tell me?
I can tell you later.
You can just whisper it into the mic. He'll go
There's
right
actually none that come probably even close to Bioshock. That's why the game's so special. So, no, there isn't one that that matches that or even comes close to it. There's one I think
Wait till you play Fallout 4.
There's one I think does it well, but I'll tell you in person, so don't spoil it.
Okay. That's a hard one to do without spoiling something for somebody.
Yeah. He said, the second I thought I should ask before Mario gets unveiled publicly, what is your favorite Mario game? Signed Sasquatch.
My favorite... Thanks, Sasquatch, for the question. My favorite one was the one where you're going around a little board and you roll dice and you
Do you really not know the name of this? Or are you playing dumb?
I don't know. It was so long ago since I played it. But then... And then you do the little mini games.
Yeah, Mario Party.
Mario. That's probably tied with the Nintendo 64 Mario.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because that just holds sentimental value. Because I played a lot when my mom would go tanning, and they had one at the tanning salon, a Nintendo 64. And I would play it there.
Do you remember which Mario Party? There's 10 of them now, I think. 11.
No.
Okay. Mine is definitely... There's a lot of great Mario games.
There's 10 of them?
I think there's at least 10.
Damn. That's great.
But my favorite for sure is Mario Galaxy on the Wii and ported over now to the Switch if you have the 3D All-Star Collection, which they are not making anymore. So if you see it, you better grab it because soon it's going to skyrocket. At least that's what they say. We'll see if it goes back on sale or if it's not true, but I believe it.
I believe.
And if it does go on sale, I don't think it'll ever be permanent. I think maybe they'll bring it back. Hey, we got Mario for 2 more months. But if you haven't played Mario Galaxy, definitely do so. It's fantastic.
Or don't. It's free world.
Yeah. But that's all the questions, and feedback. So if you have any going forward, you can send them to currentbackloggers@gmail.com, and then we can get into the news, buddy.
The news. Alrighty. Should I start with the one I found that you should have found?
Yep.
Well, my link is not working, so that's awkward. It is comicbook.com. Borderlands movie synopsis released.
I didn't know there was another one.
Yeah, and a new cast.
Oh, yeah, see, I didn't know these.
Yeah. So today's the day for news about upcoming Borderlands movie adaptation, apparently. As in addition to announcing that Edgar Ramirez has been cast as the arms manufacturer Atlas, the synopsis for the movie has been revealed for the first time. According to the new synopsis, it would seem that Ramirez Atlas hires Kate Blanchett's Lilith to find his missing daughter, and Lilith is the one that puts together the whole motley crew to take on the task. Here is the official plot synopsis for the upcoming Borderlands movie adaptation straight from today's press release. Lilith Blanchett is an infamous outlaw with a mysterious past, reluctantly returns to her home planet of Pandora to find a missing daughter of the universe's most powerful SOB, Atlas. Lilith forms an alliance with an unexpected team. Roland, a former elite mercenary, now desperate for redemption. Tiny Tina, a feral preteen demolitionist. I'll get that later. Krieg? Is it Krieg? Krieg?
Is this a character?
Yeah. Tina is muscle-bound, rhetorically challenged protector.
Yeah, I think so.
Tanis, the scientist with a tenuous grip on sanity. And Claptrap, a persistently wise-ass robot. These unlikely heroes must battle for an alien monsters and dangerous bandits to find and protect the missing girl. The fate of the universe could be in their hands, but they'll be fighting for something even more. Each other. Gives you goosebumps.
Not at all. I was going to say that couldn't any more cookie cutter and bland. I always see video game movies, and I think there's some positive things they're doing with this. I think it could be interesting to do it right, but that definitely helped it. That was, I felt like you read the synopsis to a fucking 1,000 movies right there.
Yeah, seems very bland.
Uh-huh.
Let me pull up your stories. Very short in the news this week. We only got that one and then 3 from Casey.
Yep.
This is from The Verge. We finally have official deets for the E3. Oh boy!
Yay!
Yay! Are we doing E3 on a thon?
I'm planning on it.
Oh boy! You better get me the dates so I can request off.
They're in there.
Alrighty. That was in June. It's always in June.
It always is. Yeah.
I say it like that was in June. E3 2021 will take place June 12th through the 15th. This year is a free, quote, reimagined, all virtual, end quote, event. The Entertainment Software Association announced today. Organizers... Casey? Shh. That one was me. That was part of the previous sentence.
Okay.
The capitalized name threw me off. So...
To all the boys.
To what? To all the bullies?
No, to all the boys. It's what kept messing up the first time.
To all the boys.
Yeah, and Cody kept mocking it, so.
Of course you did that chunchfold. Why do I even come on here? You guys are mean. Organizers announced that the lineup includes companies such as Nintendo, Xbox, Capcom, Nomi? Is it Nomi? Konami?
Konami, yeah.
Konami, Ubisoft.
Ubisoft. You're not French.
Oui, Take-Two Interactive, and Warner Bros. Games. Sony is notably missing from that list so far. But I think that's because they do their own thing, and they don't really call it E3. They just this is a Sony release thing, right?
They actually haven't been near the E3 time in 2 years. They
Oh,
just
really?
Completely do their own.
No, we're a bunch of
things.
Losers.
Yeah, it sucks, especially because we'd always go to a movie theater for that one.
Yeah. Whatever happened to Cody's fanboyism for me? It kind of seemed to die off, didn't it?
Well, I think, if you remember right, it only ever existed. I made that up, and he played into it.
Oh, you think?
I'm
like
pretty
the time
positive.
when he took chain and spray painted it gold with a PS3 controller?
Yeah, he was mocking me, mocking him.
I
mean, he likes Sony, but he definitely likes Xbox more, so I just made a dumb joke, and they played into it.
He got me. I didn't know that was all a thing. I thought he was just really into Sony. You guys are mean. E3, gaming's biggest annual conference in North America, typically takes place in downtown LA every June and attracts a mix of developers, press, and consumers. Last year's event was canceled in April due to COVID-19. In its absence, Jeffrey Kiley launched Summer Game Fest in partnership with many developers to deliver game reveals and news. The digital event is also returning this June. E3 is expected to resume in person next summer. Doubt it. ESA's president and CEO Stanley Pierre-Louis said that the organization is evolving, quote, is evolving this year's E3 into a more inclusive event, end quote. That will still include game reveals and news. The organization confirmed in February that it would hold an online event only this year. Real quick before I forget, I lied. There's 3 of those stories, and then Cody also sent a story in, even though he's not here this week.
Oh boy.
I think we'll get to it.
Okay.
Did you see it in the group chat?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't read the whole story though. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I did.
Okay.
And I got some points I need to bring up.
Okay. So I got a correction for you. That's Jeff Keighley. It's only funny because I know who he is. Like,
Didn't I say that?
No. Well, you said Jeffrey Kalai, I think.
Jeff Kiley.
Keighley.
Jeff Kiley.
Okay.
Keeley. Okay.
I
sailed right past it. I didn't stumble.
I'm pretty sure you said Jeffrey. Does it say Jeffrey, or you just
No,
had that?
We'll have to check the tape, but it definitely says Jeff.
I'm only laughing not because you're an idiot, but because I'm so used to hearing that name. Like, I bet Cody's gonna laugh when he hears you say Jeff.
I could have said Geoff because it's spelled Geoff.
I think you at least know that one though. But the important part there
is douchey way to spell Jeff, and Jeff's already a douchey name, so
it's a Canadian way. He's Canadian.
Oh, sorry, Canada.
But this is great news. E3 is back on. I bet there will be an in-person event next year if this, as long as this is quality and well done this year. I think the only way there won't be an in-person event is if this is like a disaster. But they may gain momentum off
COVID.
this. That won't be an issue then.
Let's hope.
We'll guarantee it.
Guarantee it'll be on by then.
Yep.
Oh man, I hope.
But I mean, we'll get into that in a second. We'll see how you feel about something. It's sad that there's no actual official E3 and that there's not like a show to go to, because that's my dream to go there. But I was no way going to go this year anyways, sadly.
Why's that? Money or?
Yeah, just unrealistic.
Time.
And, well, I wouldn't want to go during this nonsense anyways because I want to get the full experience if I was going. But even without that, just too much shit going on.
Is it pretty hard to get into as a consumer?
It is now. Well, it's gone back and forth. It was like developers and journalists only.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess in the early days you could...
Well, but you're a journalist now.
Well, people would do that. Well, they wouldn't even have podcasts or anything. And obviously it wasn't podcasts at that time. But they would become journalists and submit for it. And then they would get in. So I guess it used to be really easy to become a journalist to get into E3.
When you have over 60 episodes now.
That's right.
I mean, come on.
But then they started letting like 70,000 people in or something. But then the press and developers started complaining because they said it got too crazy. So then they went back to, it was strictly developers and journalists only. And they really cut down on it. So like there's very minimal people there. But then they started seeing they weren't making nearly as much money. So they started letting 40,000 people in. So it's a mixture of having the audience but not having the craziness. And then obviously now there's no in-person event. So even though I'm sad about that, and I really hope it comes back one day because that's one of my bucket list to go there for E3. For us personally, it doesn't actually affect it, assuming, like I said, this can live up to their normal quality of show. Because the E3 of all of us know, as I've talked about in here, is not even actually E3. It's all the press conferences and everything we watch are actually set before E3. That's why if you looked at E3's dates every year on their website, they didn't match up with the press conferences because these were like pre-press conferences they did before the actual show
they
opened.
Have different venues or whatever, and they'd have nearby.
So even though that part's sad as far as on our end for this year, as long as it lives up to quality of what it normally does, it won't be any different. Yeah.
I mean, I think the worst part about it for me is this, without a live audience, pretty much all of it's been like pre-recorded.
Oh, yeah, that's
the worst part. It's like, where's all the cringe, the technical difficulties? I mean, they still have some of it, but it's nowhere in, like, go back like 3 or 4 years and like type in E3 cringe 2016, 2017. It's just so good. It's like like an hour-long video of just greatness.
Yeah, that's one thing they'll be missing. I think companies are going to pump in fake sound and like try and be humorous about it. They'll be like, oh, we're silly and there's a crowd here, which is going to probably be more cringy. So I feel like they think they won't. I don't think they're going to play it off like they're clever. I think they're going to play it off like, oh, they're goofy, isn't it? And I really hope you didn't list, what are they called? The developer we always love watching. I'm blanking on their name.
Oh,
I know this, but I'm fucking blanking.
it's a D, right?
Yeah, Devolver.
Devolver, yeah.
Yeah, they do like a parody of E3. So
No,
I hope they take full advantage of it this year. I didn't say them on there, but they're way smaller, so it may not list them.
And are they actually officially part of it, or are they just like...
Yeah, they
own-
are.
Oh, they are? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'm surprised they let that happen. Like, we're going to meme on you.
Yeah, so the obvious bummer that PlayStation isn't part of it, but like I said, that's expected, unfortunately. I think it's cool that Xbox and Nintendo are both back in. So,
Was Nintendo not in it last year?
well, I'm saying since there wasn't an actual E3,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
question
Just
mark if
bringing
they'd
them
even
back.
come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see why you wouldn't. It's like one big time they really have all this hype. It's
Yeah.
like, why wouldn't? It's free. You literally have people taking off work, people like getting together with friends, and
It's the best.
it's just like millions of people all watching.
Yeah, it's like the Super Bowl of video games.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, yeah, we're not gonna do that. We're too good for you.
And as much as I hate the cringe isn't there as much, and even aside from the cringe, it is exciting when something genuinely goes well and you can hear the crowd reaction, like, oh shit, and like, oh. But as much as I'm sad about that, I can't blame the company personally from trying to withdraw from those things, because as we've seen with Nintendo's, it's not nearly as cringy, but it's way more direct, Nintendo Direct, and actually gets across what they're trying to show, which is sad for us. But as far as on the business end, I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
we gotta show off those 3 new anime games every year.
3. I don't think you were watching Nintendo Direct in a long time. It's very.
Oh yeah, I guess it's like more like 20. 23. Sorry.
You want to give us your best anime noises?
No,
Okay, we'll do that for after credit scene.
I'm
Now you
good.
can't let the fans down. They'll be waiting.
I did not promise any of this.
So before we move on to the next story,
Yeah.
I was gonna talk about what I alluded to there with things being back to normal by then.
Huh?
You're like, do you think so?
I don't think so.
Well, no, I'm saying you said that, and I was gonna get to a story here.
You do know.
Do you? I thought you were gonna say something. I was waiting for you. Did you see the Texas Rangers home opener a few days ago?
Yeah.
Baseball team. You saw that it sold out. There's over 40,000 people there,
Yeah.
shoulder to shoulder. Most of them not wearing masks.
Mm-hmm. It's disgusting.
So, do you not think that's a? I think I know what your comments would be, but we'll see. We'll go back and forth here for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think that's a sign of how fast things can go back to normal? Because I think the reason it happened there is because they lifted the mask mandate, and people are like, oh, a fun event, and start seeing things normal. And
No, I
basically
mean, I think you go anywhere, you'll see a bunch of idiots that'll do that kind of stuff.
but then how will things not go back to normal? Because that's not a very small number of people. That's 45,000.
I think it's a little jump in the gun on the government side. You know?
I don't know, because don't say it. Because there's been 15 states that have lifted the mask mandate,
Mm-hmm.
and most of them haven't not just gone up, but they actually went down.
On
So-
cases?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
I don't know. I'm not really informed on the statistics to talk about it in a formal manner.
And I'm not a conspiracy theory kind of guy, but I don't know if you saw Forbes put out a big report, and I think Forbes is pretty trustworthy and well known.
Mm-hmm.
And out of the 10 states that are rising right now, 8 of them are in the above average as far as giving vaccinations. Doesn't that seem a little odd?
No,
No?
because I think the places where you're getting more vaccines are the more densely populated places, meaning you have more people closer together, meaning you're going to have more infection there. It's like, just, you got to avoid the causation does not equal, I forget the other term. Correlation does not equal causation.
But those states
'cause-
weren't rising before they started doing the vaccines, so why are they now?
false sense of security maybe on people going out. You know, like, oh well, there's more people vaccinated around me. I can go out and do things like, um, forget who it was. Another thing you shouldn't do: personal anecdotes for large people. But somebody at work said a family member. I don't remember who it was now. Somebody at work told me about somebody who it was either their family member or a friend of theirs like got their COVID shot and immediately like next day just went out and did stuff and then immediately got COVID because they weren't obviously immune yet because it doesn't happen immediately. So I mean, it could be stuff like that. Where you'd be like, oh, I got my COVID shot, I can go do whatever I want, you know, stuff like that. I don't, but like I said, I'm not a scientist. I don't have the statistics.
Well, what do you say in 3 weeks if Texas cases haven't risen, not just risen, but risen a ridiculous amount? Don't you think there's going to have to be some answers there about what's really happening? Because that's 45,000 people, and then that's just in the stadium. You know, there's tens of thousands of people outside there all gathering that couldn't get tickets and going to bars and doing everything outside the stadium. So you're talking probably at least a minimum of 70,000 people throughout that one dense area. Most of them not wearing masks, a lot of them not vaccinated, and then those 70,000 people are all going to contact people that contact people. So that's a prime case if something to happen. That
it'll be interesting to see the numbers.
Yeah,
if you can trust them.
Well,
if people don't trust them, they say they're all faked.
I think most people that say they're fake is when it doesn't line up with what they want, though.
Yeah.
When they're high, they're like, you can trust the numbers. These are scientists we're talking about.
Or when they're high. Oh, there's 10,000 people that died in car crashes. They marked as COVID. But they got to get their $20,000.
The CDC literally admitted they do that.
They got to get their $20,000, Casey.
Well, all I'm saying is I feel like there's been plenty of cases to see now that there is some inconsistencies and that I think things have definitely been exaggerated. And if something doesn't skyrocket after an event like this, people will talk about the super spreaders, which I don't think there's really been a super spreader yet. But if you really want to say that, this is a prime candidate.
I mean, you consider, like, did you ever look at the COVID numbers for, like, the end of last year, going into the beginning of this year?
Mm-hmm.
There's, like, 2 weeks following, like, exactly 2 weeks following Thanksgiving and 2 weeks following, like, Christmas and 2 weeks following New Year's. There's, like, 3 defined peaks.
But they weren't following those things.
What do you mean?
If you look during those periods, they weren't jumping. I remember talking about it specifically. That's what
I'm saying.
That's what
I'm saying. They were, like, you could see, like, defined peaks, like, of cases following each of those dates.
That's what I'm saying. You couldn't, though.
No, you could.
You want me? I'll show you after the podcast.
Yeah, we'll look at it after the podcast. But I remember it because I was like looking. I was like, oh wow, you can literally see, bam, peak, bam, peak, bam, peak, like direct.
I remember everybody saying that. I remember people freaking out about it. But if you actually look at it, what happened, that wasn't the case.
All right, we'll look after.
And that's why I think if people really avoid, especially how pretty people are being about this whole Rangers thing, if people really avoid it. Because I know everybody's like, well, you can't judge now, it's too early. But then they say that in 2 weeks. And then they say it in 3 weeks. So when's a fair judgment on that?
What's it? 3 to 14 days is the incubation?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 2 weeks.
All right. We'll check back in 2 weeks then.
Yeah.
Because I think they're averaging less than 3,000 right now, which is pretty nuts since they don't have a mask mandate. And they're not on the higher end of average of vaccinations. So it's already kind of crazy. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, but then you say like 3,000. Like, oh, that's nothing. But then you look at countries that are like South Korea and Japan. And if you can trust China's numbers.
Oh, you can't.
Yeah. But all these other countries that New Zealand, they're open with nothing. No restrictions.
Well, yeah, but that's like comparing Hawaii to New York.
Yeah. It's just crazy though that I mean, not really South Korea. You know how many millions
New Zealand,
of people?
The last one.
Well, yeah, New Zealand, yeah. I want to move to New Zealand.
No, thank you.
No,
especially the creatures that live there.
You see how beautiful it is though?
Do you see the creature that live there? It makes everything instantly not beautiful.
No.
Don't look it up.
Don't look it up.
It's horrifying.
All right, you ready to move on, buddy?
Yep.
Alrighty. From Engadget, MLB Show Me the Game Pass. Is that your title?
Yeah, it is.
Xbox is bringing another major third-party title to Game Pass on release day. What makes MLB The Show 21 a little different from the many other games on the service is the PlayStation Studios developed and published it. Didn't we already talk about this?
We talked about this coming to Xbox in the first place, which is already big news. But now it's literally coming to Game Pass day one.
This marks not only the debut of the series on non-PlayStation platforms, but also the first time Sony has published a game on Xbox. It's mighty strange that MLB The Show 21 would arrive on Game Pass rather than Sony's own PlayStation Plus. Perhaps it'll show up there as well at some point, but this is still a highly unusual deal. This author seems very skeptical of this. Right? You feel that? He's like,
I think it's the way you're reading it, because as you're reading it, why are you saying it like that?
MLB The Show 21 will arrive on April 20th. That's just a couple of weeks after the opening day of the 2021 MLB season, so baseball hype should still be at a high level. Members of the Game Pass will be able to play MLB The Show at no extra cost on Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and S later this month. And Ultimate subscribers can step up to the plate on Android phones and tablets via Xbox Cloud Gaming, formerly known as xCloud. Both Xbox One and Series X/S versions will be available on Game Pass. MLB The Show 21 supports cross-platform play and progression, so if one of your friends picks it up for PS4 or PS5, you'll be able to take them on like Donkey Kong.
It didn't say that.
Did not say that.
It didn't say that?
It did not say that.
Okay. But this is fucking ridiculous news. You said we talked about it last time you were on, or another time when you were on.
Well, sometime we talked about the oh my god, they're coming out.
Well, I was going to say, I didn't know if we actually even talked about it. Cause
we talked about it.
Well, you put that story in there, and you're like, isn't that crazy? And I was like, oh, that's already a known thing that's coming to Xbox. You know? Oh, well, I guess we're not talk about it. But the point is, it was already crazy it was coming to Xbox to begin with. But the fact that it's coming to Game Pass, I literally thought it was clickbait.
It's even bunkers.
It's a PlayStation-developed game coming to Game Pass day one. And a PlayStation gamer has to pay $60 to play it.
That is kind of wonky.
It's fucking nuts.
It's nuck and futz, right?
A bunch of PlayStation fanboys are defending it, so obviously Sony wanted it to happen. It's a good business move because they developed it, so
the more people that get hooked on it, the better.
Yeah, and so they wouldn't give it to Xbox. It's their choice, so they obviously think it's a good business move, which I guess they do, but I disagree with that. I think it's a horrendous move.
I get it. Maybe if it was also on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, or if it was, they're never going to do this, but if it's something like God of War, Uncharted, where they're like, here's the first one, you can have it on Game Pass, and then people are like, well, I want to play the rest of the series.
But why would you want to? That's just graphics updates, right?
No. I said God of War.
No, I'm
Uncharted.
saying that why would you want to play an older version of the show? It's just the same game, but with worse graphics.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This game doesn't work for that. Like, if you're like, hey, you like this, you can come play the rest of the shows. So, yeah, it doesn't work. I didn't make sense on something like God of War, Uncharted, where they're like, you can have this. And that was fun, but I want to know the whole series. And I'm going to come to PlayStation. So I don't see how this is a good move at all.
Yeah, I'm not a developer for Sony, so I don't know how that'd benefit them.
Me either. I don't think you have to be to see how fucking weird it is. And you were pointing out the show coming out on 4/20. Did you even notice that?
4/20, baby.
I mentioned a few times how there's going to be, I'll have more media pickups soon because there's games I'm planning to buy. One of them was Outriders, and that came to Game Pass day one. And the show was one of them. Now we're getting that on Game Pass day one. They just
do you want to play that?
I do. They just keep taking out my purchases when I'm trying to make them. So I don't buy many games anymore. I guess that's helping me out.
Yeah. Quick side note.
Yes.
I was gonna tell you that that week that you didn't do a podcast, you should have let me fill in for you guys. But now after that, nope, couldn't do it.
You should have told me. I would have let you.
Well, I didn't even know you were going to New York. I was so far behind on the podcast. Didn't know.
Well, if you want to fill in some time, you can.
I don't.
Okay.
Not solo. I do want to do one with Cody at some point. That'd be really fun. We'd get into so many arguments. I know it.
Yeah, you guys, we need a political
We're not
podcast.
doing
This
a
channel
politi-
needs it.
No.
Guys, let us know in the comments if you want the political podcast with C&D.
If you say
what the hell?
C&D?
Where am I? CNR. There you go.
Cody and Ryan?
The CNR political report. The CNR report. Trying to run through in my head. The CNR report.
The CNR report?
Yeah.
I don't think that would last very long.
The CNR
We'd kill each
political
other.
cast.
Yeah, if you say yes to that, I'm gonna ban you in the comments. Moderator Ryan will hammer you. I can't actually do that.
I was gonna say, don't be scared. He don't have control over that. Just streaming, and he doesn't really control that, as we've all seen. Are you at the next story?
Oh, yeah. Do I need to play this voice clip? Is that important?
No.
Okay. I actually started reading this because I had no one else to do.
I heard you reading it.
Yeah. Should I just start over?
Yeah, because you don't want that part in the show.
I mean,
so everybody's
if
gonna be
you
very
wanna-
confused what you're talking about right now and what this discussion is.
Yeah. If you want to, I don't know. You can listen to it and decide if you want to leave it in. From Game Radar, Outriders news. What's Outriders news?
The news you're about to read.
What is Outriders
It's a video game.
about? Give us a little breakdown for those of us who aren't familiar.
Well, I talked on the podcast. I thought you listened as you were being passive aggressive, Derek.
I don't listen to those parts.
Oh, okay. You want some video game parts?
No, I just listen to like the parts we talk about things.
Oh.
That's the interesting parts.
It's made by People Can Fly, the developers of Bulletstorm,
They say
and
that.
Gears of War Judgment.
Okay. Gears of War Judgment, not Gears of War.
Nope.
I did. Okay.
And it's a third-person game that plays a lot like Gears of War, oddly enough.
Oh, I
But
remember
has
you
a-
talking about this now.
Yeah. It's a lot like Destiny or a game like that, but the appeal is does not never-ending like Destiny, which to a lot of
there's a
people is not
story.
appealing because they like never-ending games, but to me, I'm like, that is
Yeah.
so
Why do
refreshing.
It's like you just grind to get to more grind.
Which I think is cool to a point. Works for Destiny. And Destiny was one of the first big ones to do it and do it really well. But when everything's becoming that, it gets stale.
Yeah.
That's what made Destiny cool. It was different.
That was one of the biggest disappointments for me in my gaming career. Was playing World of Warcraft. Like, you'd spend all this time grinding and getting gear and grinding and getting levels and grinding and getting money and doing all this. And then you get max level. And then it's like, all right, now you're here. You can just continue to grind the same missions over and over to get, like, very rare items that you can use to continue to grind for more rare items. Like, there's, like, a little story in there, but it's like, nah, it's not really worth it.
Yeah, I feel you.
It just made me sad. I was so excited. I was like, all right, max level, what do we do now? And it's like, oh, you grind more. That's what you do. Anyways, back to the story. Outriders news. Developers People Can Fly is looking at ways to support Outriders after launch.
I think that was on purpose.
That doesn't make sense.
Go on again.
Developer People Can Fly is looking at ways to support Outriders after launch, and it's focusing on, quote, big expansion packs that avoid the, quote, game-as-service monetization, which drip feeds content. Wow, they're really going ham on those people.
What didn't make sense there?
It made sense now.
Okay.
It's late. We spoke to the creative director. I don't know how to say that name. Bartosz Kamita? Is that how you say it?
I don't know who that is.
Bartosz. When you put an S and Z together, that's like, okay, we're getting outside my realm of pronunciations.
It's like the Chance the Rapper.
We'll call him
SNL
Bart.
skit.
We'll call him Bart.
Okay.
We spoke to the creative director, Bart, and this one's even harder. Are you shitting me? Piotr Nowakowski. We'll call him Pete.
Okay, good old Pete.
So Bart and Pete last year, and their comments have only become more relevant since the game's release. Outriders launched to see. I've hit the wall. Outriders launched to such demand that its servers were swamped for several days, so there's a pretty clear appetite for the game. What was it? Pete previously told us that People Can Fly has always hoped to support the game after launch in a way that suits players and the studio, and that it would base its post-launch plans on the response to the game. Quote, "We would love to make more adventures, more things for the franchise, and more things for the planet," Pete said. His name's Kmita, but I don't know why I'm calling him Pete. K, we'll call him K now. We'll change it again. K said, "We spent a lot of time creating the very deep lore for this game, so it would be awesome to continue the adventure. But this is, of course, up to players. If they like the game, if they enjoy the game, they want to stay with it. That doesn't mean we are doing the game as a service style monetization, but that doesn't mean we'll just abandon the game after it's out. There are multiple options that we can use to support the game to give people content, give people things to do, without using them as a service monetization." Quote, "Let's take, for example, the major game we took inspiration from, Diablo. Diablo just wasn't released as a service. They just released big expansion packs. They were doing it in a different style. Maybe we'll go that way, or maybe we'll even do some other things. But for sure, we will not abandon the game if players like it. We have huge hopes for this title." What was his name, Bob?
Pete? Is that who you're talking about?
There was two of them. But
Oh,
this
Bart?
was Nakawasaki. Nakawasaki.
Bart?
And this was Pete. This is K. Why do they use his different name? They use his last name now instead of his first name.
Articles do that all the time.
But it's confusing. Oh no, that was Bart. The K guy was
I think you're
Bart.
confusing yourself.
Yeah. Well, they need to come up with better last names.
Yep.
So we have huge hopes for this title. Nawakasaki added, "We are prepared for a few." I'm just going for it. "We are prepared for a few variants depending on what players would like. We can adjust and find something that's interesting for the players and also interesting for us." Kmita reinforced these plans in a recent interview with Forbes, affirming that the people can fly is really only interested in, quote, "significant expansion with self-contained stories," end quote. Naturally, the studio hasn't announced any concrete DLC plans just yet, and it has clearly settled on a direction for post-launch content. Forget that one. Why do you say that?
I think it's the way you spaced it up. You want to read that part again?
You said?
Oh, me. I said forgot that one.
Oh, forgot that one.
Uh-huh. Anyway.
So you're excited for it then, I take it?
I am. I haven't played past the demo yet because I'm waiting for Derek to get it.
Oh, it's already out?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I'm excited that, well, at least as of now, they're sticking to what they said because that was, like I said, my main draw to it. The gameplay is fun. The world seemed cool. But I was so enticed by the fact that it wasn't a games of service because what I've been saying, games of service are cool, but it doesn't just need to be every game that comes out. That's what made it cool, is there's something different.
I don't like it.
And that's what everybody does now. Whatever's hot, that's just all you do. Battle Royales are hot. Everything has Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Deathmatch was hot. Everything had Deathmatch. And they just revert back to it instead of having more balanced playing field. And
I get you there.
I think the only thing I'm a little worried about, I get why he said a business end and it's fair, is
There's a little hair in there. Sorry.
He said that they're sticking to what they feel about that. The same thing I was hoping for, that they're sticking to DLC plans. You just sunk into that our set.
Did I?
Sorry. But he said they're sticking to that. He said they're sticking to that, but that it'll be up to the player base. So the game seems strong, getting a lot of good feedback right now, but that makes it sound like, hey, if you guys aren't digging this and there's not a lot of attention, we're going to have to do games of service, which is like I said, that's when I first talked about this, I liked that was their premise, but I could definitely see them if things start falling apart and they need money to income.
I feel like the way they word it, it gives them an easy cop-out. Like, if the players support us.
Yeah, which I think business-wise is fair because if they're going that hard on it and it falls through, I think they're going to have to do that too. Stay afloat or at least to make profit. So I can't blame them. I just hope that it does work out since they're seem like they want to try and do that.
What platforms is it on?
Xbox, PlayStation, and PC.
It's on PC?
It is, and it's crossplay.
So I could play with you guys.
Yeah, it's 3-player co-op.
Ooh, it's perfect.
Destiny. Not Destiny, but Destiny, you know?
It's not Destiny, bud.
I know, but
It's
Destiny.
Outriders. It's not. It's Outriders.
It's Fate.
It's not that one either.
Oh, okay. You want to read the next story?
That was it.
No, you said you had one more.
Oh, from Cody?
You said you want to read it.
Well, all right. A day does not equal a night. Also, the feds keep up the illusion that our currency is backed by gold. This shit is empty. Oh, he's commenting about... Sorry, that's not related to this at all. Okay, so this is a story from Cody. You know the Cody G?
Yep.
That's what... Why does he get Cody G and I get Ryan McEmails?
I asked you if you were okay with the name, and you said yes.
I was under duress.
What do you want your name to be?
Ryan.
Or just Ryan?
Rye guy? I don't know.
I don't call you that.
You don't want to call me that?
No, I don't call you that.
Well, I'm saying... I'm not asking what you want to call me. I'm asking... You ask me what you want me to call you.
No, I'm allowed to have feedback and say no.
All right, then why do you... Then I don't like that one either.
Okay. Well, workshop it. Get back to me.
What's that?
Workshop it. Get back to me.
I already told you what I want. All right. Anyways, so this is from Cody G. Apparently he gets a cool nickname. Now I get fucking emails. You give Derek D-dubs. That's
And he
pretty
hates
dope.
it.
Oh, fuck him.
There you go.
No,
Just fell apart.
But no, Cody sent this article. He says, Ryan, all caps, Ryan, talk about this, please. And then he sent, play this in the background, and sent the X-Files intro opening theme. But I told him we are going to get copy strike if we play that. So you just play it in your head, everybody. You can hear it right now. Yeah, you got it. All right. So this is definitely some very credible site called MysteryWire.com. Super credible, you know, because any site that talks about UFO sightings as their main content. Woo, you know, and it's really great when this is they got a huge ad up here, like 2/3 of your screen is ad right now.
I think you thought you were gonna side with him and find it interesting.
And then you don't get the article, you get 16 videos suggestions. Look at all these. Look at them all. This is all before the article, and you have would you consider that maybe a third of your screen to look at the article? Is that fair?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways, got to close all the things without actually clicking on them, because if you click on them, then you're fucked. All right. Now we're down. Oh no, you're not at the article. You have to read the full article. And now you're there. Alrighty. Oh no, now you have to continue reading. All right, we're good. 6 clicks later, we're at the article. All right, cool. So, Mystery Wire. The chief of the United States Naval Operations said that what was described as... This isn't even the article. It changed the article. This isn't the article he wanted.
I think Brene better take back her comments about
Here we
these
go.
being good episodes with you on it.
Here we go. All right. I clicked the wrong continue reading.
This is the worst episode 60 ever.
Sorry. I'm not living up to the... All right. Mystery Wire. Military and intelligence... I'll just read it and then I'll make my comments. It's going to be hard.
Okay.
Military and intelligence officials say they remain baffled by unusual unidentified aircraft that have been encountered in recent years off both coasts of the United States. Oh, there comes the ad again. It popped back. Hang on. Close it. Many of the objects have been referred to as drones, but that is not what the Pentagon investigators have been telling the chain of command behind the scenes. Naval Air Station Oceana is the center of air power on the east coast of the United States. It is a sprawling naval air station in Virginia, home to the best aviators in the world. Since at least 2014, F-18 pilots flying into the zone designated Whiskey 72 have reported encounters with a bizarre array of unknown identified objects and aircraft positioned directly in their daily flight paths. Investigators with Sorry, there's a big ad I had to scroll past. Investigators with the Pentagon's UAP task force have requested that airmen try to document their encounters. On March 4th, 2019, one of them did. An F-18 weapons system officer seated behind the pilot used his iPhone to capture images of 3 different objects he encountered in the same airspace. At 3:02 p.m., he photographed an odd-shaped object. Another photo taken close to the same time. This was first posted to Twitter on May 11th, 2020, then again on social media 6 months later. Other photos taken on the same day, March 4th, 2019, have never been made public until now. The object the Navy calls the, quote, sphere was photographed at 2:44 p.m. The second one to be photographed was dubbed, quote, the acorn. A similar but different photograph of the same object was published online in December of 2020. Then, 12 minutes later, the WSO spotted a third object described as, quote, the metallic blimp. It appears to have various appendages. Mystery Wire was first learned of the photos exactly 2 years ago during a private briefing hosted by Robert Bigelow and several others in Las Vegas on Saturday, April 6, 2019. Speculation at the time was that the objects might be foreign spy drones, possibly Chinese, and we've learned the Navy wanted to, quote, snag one, meaning capture it for study. That never happened. Critics tried to explain away the objects. Several people online compared the acorn to a, quote, a toy Batman balloon. But 2 years later, after careful study by the UAP task force, the objects remain unidentified. Although these three did not perform spectacular movements like the famed Tic Tac or gimbal UFOs, these are some names for you, recorded elsewhere, they do not behave like any drones or balloons known to the U.S. military. Mystery Wire has learned from... Is this continue? God, it keeps going. That's good enough. That's about half of it.
Okay, you want to share your insight there?
All right, first off, right off the bat, I love this quote. Not just this. It's a quote from the article.
Okay.
Military and intelligence officials say. But they don't list who they are, where their sources are from. They say. It's they. Whenever you gotta watch articles whenever they say they and don't list their sources.
Well, that's how I started this podcast. I'm trying to not offend people. They.
So first off, that's fucking bullshit. Second off, I love this part where it says, investigators requested that the airmen try to document their encounters. Like fucking horseshit. They don't have fucking cameras on there that can zoom in and see the fucking pupil from like 3 miles up. It's fucking horseshit. If you should see these fucking photos they have on here. It's like grainy. Like
I saw them.
Oh, it's a fucking alien, dude. Come on. Fucking horseshit that they... Oh, please take your iPhone out during flight and take photos for us. Because God knows how the fucking military would take photos better than that.
Well, iPhone is the best camera in the world.
It is the best, I know.
This is just an Apple ad.
This is a giant Apple. That's right.
I think Cody's going to be sad because I think he would have thought you had sided with him and found this really interesting. But I think he's actually getting more happy because he's going to be so entertained by how mad you're getting.
Yeah, and then the third point I want to bring up is if throwing out all the bullshit and all like obvious, like, okay, whatever. If it, not real, but whatever. If they are aliens, why the fuck are they in a flight path for military aircraft sitting there waiting to be photographed? Yeah, that's what aliens are going to do if either they're trying to stay covert, but let's fucking sit offside a military, and people will be like, oh, they're trying to gain intelligence on the aircraft in the airbase. It's like fucking stupid. These people need to get fucking lives. That's about it, though. What about you, buddy? What do you think?
It was entertaining.
Yep.
All right. Do you have any media pickups?
No media pickups.
Me either.
Not Cody. Like, let me get my ledger out. I got 67 more entries to go through.
All right, we can get into what we've been playing. I'll start since you said you always like to start things. I'll start this one for you.
I didn't say that. I just said I would start.
I wasn't being passive aggressive.
Okay. Go ahead.
Played more It Takes Two with Derek. We're working our way through it.
I want to play that with you.
I'll play it again then. We'll have to play it local because you won't be able to play it, sadly. Mm-hmm. Still having a lot of fun. We're about 2.5 hours from the end. I don't know if it's hitting a point where I was worried where you might not be able to keep up with its creativity and always being unique. It's still definitely fun and it's clever. It's just not seeming unique and as different anymore. But I'll play more before I say that for sure because it's only 2 levels that have been that way, and those levels, like I said, haven't been bad. They just haven't been as eye-opening as the other ones. And then the most recent one we started, which I was worried about playing this game since I saw it at E3, was there's a giant spider.
Ooh.
So I knew this was coming.
Spidey.
And you have to start riding on it. And I heard there's more spiders to come. And they try and do this thing where they make him all cutesy. And you can tell they're trying to aim it as like, oh, spiders are so
nice.
good.
They're
And that's why,
friendly.
that's why I made them look cute.
You know,
And
spiders eat mosquitoes, Casey.
Derek gave me the same fucking spiel. I told him, I said, yes, I know the spiders eat so many bugs, and you know how many more insects there would be if we didn't have spiders? I said, I would take every fucking insect over spiders. And are we just being naive and acting like spiders are the only one that knows how to eat other insects? Other insects eat other insects. And
Bats eat insects.
Huh?
Do you like bats?
Yeah, bats are awesome.
Okay, there you go.
And what's also, if we're going to be fair about spiders eating insects, if spiders weren't around, I think a lot of those insects that eat insects would be less scared because they wouldn't have a fucking spider over their back every 2 seconds. That those creatures would probably start eating more insects. You know? It's like apex predator. When you know that thing's around, you're going to be a little more timid. So if the spiders weren't around,
So maybe we'd have some more terrifying spiders.
that wasn't my point. And I don't think there is anything more terrifying than a spider.
You don't know until there's a world without spiders, and then something else comes along that's worse. Maybe a
There
flying
isn't.
spider.
That's probably a real thing in Australia.
Probably. Or New
But-
Zealand.
Yeah. But, see, I can tell they're already aiming it like that. They obviously love spiders, and they're making them all cutesy, saying, oh, people are so mean to spiders. They don't kill fucking tons of people and horrify
buddy.
millions of others.
We get it.
Oh, okay.
We get it. It's okay.
I'm the only one that can't rant for 2 seconds.
No, you can rant. Sorry.
But that's where I stopped. Let's play 15 more minutes. I was like, no, this is a good stopping point. I don't want to think about these things any fucking longer.
Just get it over with.
Yeah, so I stopped, and we're going to go back to it. I didn't stop playing just because we were about to get off, so it was a good stopping point.
Yeah. Good night.
So the game going forward, obviously, the next level I already know I'm not going to be excited about no matter how creative it is. I'll be honest and say if it is, but personally, I'm not going to be able to enjoy it. But then we'll see after that if it sticks to kind of being more basic or if it can get back to its creativity. But I mean, we're like 80% of the way through it, so even if it doesn't do it for the next 2 hours, still a pretty fucking impressive run for a game to keep reimagining itself that many times.
Yeah.
And then besides that, I played some Vala, if you remember me mentioning that on here. Vicious Attack Llama Apocalypse. It's very stupid, but it's fun.
Yeah.
It is co-op. You can play split screen or online.
Okay.
And you're just a giant mech, and you slaughter llamas in vicious ways, and very gory and bloody. And it's actually quite humorous, which I did not expect. It's definitely heavy on Donald Trump jokes. I don't think Cody would be a fan. And I'm usually not because I don't like Donald Trump, but just because they're all usually so uncreative. But I think they do some clever things. And I was like, oh, orange guy. Oh, crazy hair. They say stuff that I think is clever, so I don't care. Even if it's somebody that I like, if you can be clever about it, I'm fine with you making fun of it. So I think it's funny the way they do it. And, oh, are you all right?
Yeah. Sorry.
It's okay.
Little yawny.
The one thing that was odd about it, it starts up and it says installing day one patch, and it's like joking. It's on the loading screen. It starts out joking. I was like, oh, that's funny. And I kept having more messages. But then I was like, this joke kind of wore off because you might be joking about doing that, but this loading screen is like fucking minute and a half, which is a long time for a loading screen. And then I played it a second time. I did the same thing. This is really your loading screen? After that, there's no real loading screens. Even when you die, it's almost immediate. So I guess it's not too bad, but it's kind of a mood killer. I was like, ooh, I can just jump in this game really quick. And it seems like that kind of game, pick up and play. When you got to go into it like that and wait every time, it's a little bit of a kill.
Yeah.
But also, it was free for me, so it's hard to complain.
Here we are.
Yeah. Me, Derek, and Nick played some MCC the other night. It was a fantastic time. Kind of just...
You play any, you know what?
What's that?
Your favorite game ever?
Oh, no.
You
That's
did?
why we're finally playing MCC, to play something different.
Come on, dude.
And then me and you played some Moving Out.
Oh yeah, we did.
We got
I put none on what I've been playing. I forgot about that.
I think 78% of the way through the main campaign.
Something like that. So we'll finish this next time.
Yeah, and then we
Knock it
saw
out.
those 2 expansion packs. So once we beat that, we'll maybe dive into those.
Maybe we can go back and try and get some achievements out of it.
Maybe that as well. But that's all I've been playing, so I guess that's all you've been playing, huh? Was the last one there?
Pretty much.
Okay. And then let us know what you guys have been playing in the comments, and we can get into what I've been watching. And you can start since I've been talking.
So I watched a few movies.
Mm-hmm.
The one I'll get out of the way was trash. It was misunderstanding between Casey and I. It's called Cashback. It's a UK, like, what do you call it? An indie film, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible. I got like halfway through. I was like, this is just like, they watch Click and like, how do we add boobs?
That sounds pretty good, actually.
I mean, it was, like I said, if you want to watch it for a bunch of attractive women, then yeah, go ahead. But it was like,
well, the cover looked pretty old. It looked like maybe they're attractive women in like the 80s. Which doesn't really hold up.
It wasn't that old.
Like,
I think it was early aughts.
I think girls in the 80s are like video games in the 3D era when they first started. They're great at the time. They just don't really hold up, you know?
Yeah, maybe. We'll say that again probably in 20 years. But man, those girls in 2020 were just...
I don't know. I think there's just...
Well, I mean, but...
something about that time.
If I ask my coworkers, you know, they think... They still have like the pinups from like the 80s, like of like...
Yeah, that's what I'm
like,
saying.
like,
I think there's different times. I don't think for me and you, we'll be like... Man,
yeah, we'll be like... We'll have our pinups from 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. So I watched that, half of that, and I was like, yep, I'm done with that. I watched... what was the other one I talked to you about? The Lemoyne... Is the creepy one with Natalie Portman.
Oh, I don't think it's Lemoyne.
Something...
Didn't it start with like a D?
I didn't write it down. I just remembered it was. He'll look it up. While he's looking that up, I'll talk about the other two. Whiplash, which is the jazz drummer movie from like a few years ago. It had a lot of hype around it. I think, did it win awards? I think it won awards. I thought it was kind of meh. I don't know, it was weird. I didn't really get it. The ending was very meh. It was very weird. Have you seen it?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. You wouldn't like it, I don't think. And then the last one is a TV show I started. Have you heard of it? It's called Travelers.
No.
It's actually, the first season was very good. It's got 3 seasons. It's on Netflix. First season was really good, and the second season it's not as good as the first, unfortunately.
What is it?
That was Casey.
No, it wasn't. If you're listening to podcasts, it wasn't.
Okay, winky face. So it's kind of like a time traveler TV series where there's a future where it's like a dystopian future where they create a way to send people back in the past to change the future to like make it a better, like to avoid like natural disasters and stuff that happen, and like to stop different things to try and make the future better.
This sounds like it wouldn't be your show normally. I feel like you'd be like, no.
It wouldn't normally be, but I think they do it pretty good.
Okay.
I don't know if it's by a network or who it's by. I don't know. I should have.
Is it this one or this one?
Yeah, Leon, the Professional.
Oh, see, it's a short, so then it's not our first movie, but developing started with a D.
Yeah, so that was the other one, Leon. It was a coworker recommendation. He said it's such a good movie, and all the reviews online, it's really good, but it's really creepy. Did you ever watch that scene I sent you?
No, you sent in.
I sent it in the chat. You said, I'll watch it after, and you never did.
Well, it was in the stream chat, so.
Yeah. But, yeah, Travelers, I'd recommend it. It's, at least for the first season, it's really good. I'm like three episodes in the second season. It's not as good as the first, but
okay,
it's not bad. Yeah, I think anything with time travel gets kind of wonky with like keeping it realistic, because like there's so many like, well, if you change it, then how are you still there? kind of thing.
Mhm.
And they kind of address some of that stuff. So I think it's believable, and the acting's pretty decent for. You can tell it's not like a super high budget. But
Okay.
yeah, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I watched a little bit more of The Imagineering Story, the documentary I talked about on Disney Plus about Disney theme parks. And watched some more 30 Rock with Danielle. Have you ever watched that?
No.
I think you would hate it, but there's slim chance where I think you would be like, no, I fucking love it.
30 Rock?
Yeah. It's on Hulu.
I don't have the Hulu.
No. Well, you get everything legal anyway, so you can find it.
I do not.
And then
FBI.
I went to the theater to watch Kong versus Godzilla.
How was that?
It's very okay.
That's what I figured.
I had high hopes because, not too high hopes though. It wasn't like, you good?
Sorry.
It wasn't like my expectations were unrealistic. I was like, yeah, I'm excited to see a good movie. And that was because Tina Fey.
Mm.
What about her?
She's in 30 Rock.
She is.
Yeah.
She's the main actress.
Yeah.
What about it, though?
I don't know, dude. I really don't.
All right. So there was a Godzilla that came out in 2014, right?
Huh?
And people loved it. The reviews were really good. I thought it was very mediocre. It has Bryan Cranston, so you'd probably love it. And why I didn't like it is because they tried to make it very serious and about the humans and very emotional, which Godzilla to me is all about just crazy monster destroying the city action. It's not supposed to be. Yeah. And I mean, if you want to make that kind of movie, there's nothing wrong with just because the property is known for something doesn't mean you can't do something like that. But they market it like a regular Godzilla movie. So if you're marketing it like that, I think it should be that, not try and be something different.
The almost sounds like that the bunker movie we were just talking about with the
10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah, kind of like that, where like it's like focusing on like the humans, not the. Maybe it's not anything like that. I don't know. That's just the way you described it, though.
And I feel like that one, it is a little bit like that, but that one actually worked because I feel like they were messing with your. That was kind of like an intentional to try and do that, not like they're trying to get marketing to make you see a movie that you don't really want to see.
Yeah. But
then they put out Kong Skull Island in 2017, and it was a very, very. I don't know if you remember our friend. Well, I know you remember our friend Ryan Nixon, but it was always a joke with him because I said it was a very fun movie, and he ran with that line because he said it made no sense. I think it's a perfect definition for it because if you really break down a movie, it's pretty fucking stupid, but it's just so much fun. And I feel like that's exactly what a movie like that should be, about a giant fucking ape. I don't think there needs to be much substance to it. And then in 2019, they released Godzilla, King of the Monsters. And I didn't like it as much as Kong Skull Island, but it seemed like it did the same thing. It knew what it was. It didn't try and be too serious. So I was like, okay, they learned from. They don't need to have anything dead serious about a giant lizard facing a giant monkey to kill each other. But I feel like they went back to their original issue with Godzilla, at least to me, about the 2014 Godzilla, of trying to make it way too emotional. When the whole build-up, especially with this one, was Kong versus Godzilla. Who's going to win? That's how they advertise in every trailer. Is so over the top.
Like a boxing match.
Yeah, exactly. And so everybody's like, well, you can't knock it for that. I mean, it's supposed to be dumb monsters. Huh? No, that's fair. That's actually, a lot of reviews I've seen has said there's no substance and it's just about monsters killing each other. And I was like, okay, that sounds like what it should be. I don't know what people's issue is. But my issue watching it was actually that I didn't think they did enough of that. And then on top of that, I think they tried to focus on substance a lot. And then it was even worse because the substance didn't really add anything. It reminds me a lot of, me and Cody talked about Monster Hunter on here. When that movie was at its best was when it was just doing crazy monsters and fighting. And that's what it was marketed as. But then when they tried to add substance, it was so forced and didn't add anything to it. that is just really fucking stupid.
Mm.
And I feel like this fell into the same trap of that. And I don't want to spoil the movie for anyone that might want to watch it. But if I could, I think that would even speak to more why this movie is very mediocre at best, which is sad. Because I think it had a lot more potential for just a dumb, fun movie. And then just watch 2 more quick things. You mentioned my brother coming over for things we shouldn't admit.
Mm-hmm.
So he never watched...
Hey, Nick.
He never watched Dave, and he doesn't know who Lil Dicky is. So I showed him the world Lil Dicky.
Mm-hmm. Do you like
showed
it?
him a couple of his top music videos. He thought they were hilarious.
I
So I was
figured it was
like-
right up his alley.
So I was like, let's watch the last episode of his show, Dave.
The last.
Yeah.
Why would you jump into the last one?
Have you watched it?
I watched some of them.
Oh, because the last one's one of the craziest things I've ever seen on TV. I don't know how he got away with it. It's fucking hilarious. So I
I
told
need
him
to
that.
watch it now.
I was like, it's going to be... Some of these jokes won't land as much and it'd be even funnier, but it's still funny and it's outrageous, so you'll laugh. And he say he fucking loved it, so it works without it.
You
But
can watch
no,
the whole thing now?
I don't know if you will. He should.
Nick, watch it.
And you
Do it
definitely
now.
should, so we can discuss the ending, because it is wild. And then, have you ever heard of the show Paradise PD?
Yeah.
You don't like
tried
it?
it? Not good.
Really? I showed him because he'd never heard of it, and he fucking loved it. I think it's, to me, it reminds me of South Park mixed with Family Guy, before Family
That's what I
Guy.
was gonna say. It feels like a knockoff Family Guy.
I didn't feel like it felt like a knockoff, though. I felt like it was somebody that definitely enjoyed both those and tried to make their own thing with it. I think they do good at it because the way they present the humor is very Family Guy-ish.
Mm-hmm.
But then as far as the material and how offensive it gets, it's definitely more South Park. They don't hold back like Family Guy does, especially newer Family Guys. I don't know if you saw, they said they're going to make no more black or gay jokes.
Really?
I'm like, okay, that's not really not being racist or not being homophobic.
Can they make white
to us.
jokes?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They didn't say
Where
we
do you
won't
cut
make
the
racist
line?
jokes.
It's
They
like-
said we won't do those. So, okay.
Can you
but
make trans jokes?
I think they do really well at doing that and then doing jokes that I just couldn't see coming out of Family Guy in a million years, especially now.
Yeah.
So I like it. And we just watched one episode of that, though.
Okay.
But that's all we've been watching. So let us know you've been watching in the comments, and then we can get to the free games here.
Free Game Friday.
On Xbox 360, you have Dark Void until April 15th. On Xbox One, you have Vala until April 15th. And Vikings, Wolves of Midgard, what a nerdy name, till April 31st. PlayStation Plus, you have Days Gone and Zombie Army 4. And that's till May 3rd. PS5, you have Oddworld Soulstorm, also till May 3rd. And then till April 22nd, you have the 9 play-at-home games that we mentioned last week on here. Those are games that you don't have to have any kind of paid subscription. You get 9 games, and some are some of the top games. So definitely get those.
Hmm?
And that takes us to Fake Outrage.
Do you got anything?
No, you do, though.
Why do you never have... You and Cody, it's like, just fucking cut the segment already, dude.
All right, I got Fake Outrage. I don't like when people come on my show and tell me I need to cut out Fake Outrage.
I feel like this is a real outrage now.
No, because I don't actually care. I think it's funny.
There's something I did forget to talk about.
Okay.
So, you know the whole... Are you familiar with the term, you throw like a girl, or like you run like a girl? And how recently it's become like, very offensive and you can't say that kind of stuff. And it is.
Of course.
So one thing that I think was kind of overlooked was like when people say stuff like, you cry like a baby, or like, you're such a baby. Dude, how can you go and insult babies like that?
It's like an ageist thing.
Not even that, just like baby. How can you generalize babies as being whiny or being cry a lot? Like, you can't do that. That's offensive. And as me not being a baby, but I want to speak out for them. Because they don't have a voice.
What about if we call them Sidney Crosbyers from now on? No.
I don't
Not
know. That
random.
might be a little too edgy,
I see your point, though. It is outrageous.
Yeah.
I stand with you and the babies.
Thank
even
you.
though most babies can't stand.
I think...
Well-
I don't know if you can say that. That's kind of offensive, too.
I realize that.
You're assuming
But I know that doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah, you're assuming that, so that's. I think I wouldn't do that. So.
Well, thank you, and let us
Yeah.
know what you guys think about that in the comments. I think that's a good insight.
See if
Can we
Daniel
all
chews
work
me
on
out
that?
again on that one.
Ooh, I'll chew you out.
Okay.
I did forget to mention something I've been watching. The Cincinnati Reds fucking dominated, and that's what I've been watching.
Let's go, baby.
They're 5-1, tied for the best record in the entire league. They scored their first 5 games, 46 runs, the most in team history.
Wow.
They have the biggest run differential in the entire league right now.
You're going to have a lot to talk about in your Brohawks.
I sure am. I don't think this is going to hold up because I think it's unrealistic to expect that kind of play.
That's like everybody's doing steroids play.
But I think that shows that even if they fall off, they should at least be decent. Mm-hmm. And I'll take a good season. So I
they'll just nosedive and right
possible,
to the bottom.
but I don't think so. Go Reds.
Go Reds.
Fuck the Cleveland baseball team.
Oh, he almost said it.
Yeah, even though they call themselves that still.
Even though they've changed their name.
But they haven't. They announced they're going to next year, but you're not supposed to say it even though they still say it. Makes sense. More reason to say fuck Cleveland in general.
Fuck Cleveland. Yep. I'm down with that.
Cleveland sucks. Hey, you did it. Fuck you, Cody. All right, so you ready for the game show?
Oh, shit. I forgot about the game show.
Ready for... Okay, sorry. I'm
ready.
No, I should have said the rules, though.
I remember the rules.
So you remember
I get 2 guesses. I get a lifeline, call on Cody. And he won't fucking answer.
Whoever you want.
I might
so
want
if
to
he's
call
not
Derek.
gonna answer, yeah.
But I don't know Derek's number.
I can show it to you.
You can just tell me.
Yeah, it'd be better should. All right, let us know where you guys get the correct answer in the comments. You ready for clue 1?
Clue number 1.
This game was released in 2011.
That doesn't help me at all. Clue number 2.
If you played in co-op, you play as Atlas and Peabody.
Atlas and Peabody. That sounds very familiar. Huh. Clue number 3.
This game is in first person.
4.
It's a sequel to a smash hit from 2007. I almost said 27.
Came out in 2011?
Yes.
Okay, 5.
The colors of the Denver Broncos.
Do I know this? 6?
Science.
Science?
Science.
Oh!
That was not a good noise.
That was
home run. The Reds are still hitting home
runs.
runs.
It's a Portal final answer. Portal 2 final answer. Wait. The sequel? So it's Portal 2. Wait, is that the sequel? Shit. We'll go with Portal 2 final answer.
Okay, yes. I should accept your actual final answer. That's what final answer and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? That was your answer. And yeah, it was literally the game was released in 2011, and it's a sequel to a smash hit. And you're like, Portal
2.
Wait, Portal 2 is that? Wait, which one came first?
No. I didn't know if they had some like underground spin-off before Portal, and then you're trying to trick me and be like, it's actually Portal, but they had some like hidden like beta thing early on. So fuck yourself, Casey.
I'm waiting not call Cody to verify.
Well, go. He can fuck himself too. He wouldn't fucking answer. Fuck the Cleveland team.
We can all agree on that. Everybody in the comments, fuck the Cleveland team.
But don't use that word because you get use.
Suck the Cleveland team.
Don't do that.
Cuck the Cleveland team.
Cuck. Yeah, I like that one.
All right, everybody in the comments,
shuck
the Cleveland.
Or shuck. Shucks. Alrighty, buddy.
Hey, it was a good. It was a show.
It was a show. I'll give you that.
MLB the show coming 420. Light up.
420.
We'll be starting our franchise, so I should be able to talk about that on here.
The franchise?
Yeah, me, Derek, Aaron, Trevor. We're all going to be part of the show.
That's what you call the team is a franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. I don't really care.
As always, you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at
currentbackloggers.
Current backlog. Backlog, right? Now you made me question. It's backlog, right?
Currentbacklog@gmail.com.
No. Yeah, current. You made me mess it up. As all, you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at currentbacklog.
At currentbacklog, because
And-
bloggers was already taken.
And you can email any corrections, questions, or feedback to currentbackloggers@gmail.com.
Alrighty. Oh, that was a good one.
You're going to hold the fort down. I'm going to come back and respond to that.
What do you mean I'm going to hold the fort
I'll
down?
be right back.
What is happening?
I'll be right back.
What am I going to do, though? So, this is awkward. I don't know how Casey does this by himself when, like, weeks when Cody or me can't do it. He's like, hey, everybody, it's Casey and the current backloggers. Let's do that thing. Let's do some hockey. Yeah, maybe we can take a moment of silence for anything. You just name something sad that you want to take a moment for, and you just take it. Alrighty, that was the moment of silence. In that time of moment of silence, I was trying to think of something to come up with speaking about, but wasn't very successful. MLB The Show 21. What kind of name is that? That's just a ridiculous name, right? MLB The Show? What does it mean, The Show? Why? Is that a baseball term I'm not familiar with? Because I'm not a baseball guy. MLB The Show. I don't know. I don't see how playing a baseball game is fun either. I mean, I've never actually played baseball, so maybe it is fun. But yeah, I don't know. I'm tempted to read this next article while Casey's not here. Tempted. Very tempted. I'll just read it. I don't have anything else to talk about. In case you guys haven't noticed, I don't do gaming like Casey does and Cody. Like, gaming to them is like an addiction. It's a habit that they just can't quit. I'm just a poser. I'm a seat warmer, bench warmer, if you will. Since we're talking about baseball is bench. That's not really a thing on baseball, is it? Because I think everybody does something eventually. It's not like football. So that's bad now. That's like the inside joke. You guys wouldn't get it. I won't mention it. But no. I apologize for this break in entertainment. Maybe you guys should need to, if you're still listening, get up and get yourself a snack, because we're going to commercial break right here. This is all getting cut, or maybe it probably won't be. I know in Casey, he'll leave it all in. Yeah, so we'll just start reading the next one. This next article is from Games Radar, Outriders News. Developer People Can Fly is looking at ways to support Outriders after launch and is focusing on big expansion packs that avoid, quote, game as service monetization, which drip feeds content. Oh, and he's back. Casey, that was awful. I didn't know what to say, and I started panicking. You're going to cut all that, right?
I can if you want me to.
I mean, you can listen to it, but I did a moment of silence because I didn't know what to say. I said, we're going to take a moment of silence for whatever you feel needs a silent moment for. And I just sat here for 30 seconds.
So
And then I commented about the MLB Show 21. What the fuck kind of name is that? And yeah, you'll hear it. It's pretty bad.
I had to go up there because I got
You got
8 messages from Danielle.
oh.
I think there's a buggy in the room, but I can't find it. This face.
The what face? The like the you make me queasy downstairs face? Like
Downstairs. Yeah.
yeah.
I found it, but I can't get it. That face.
Yeah.
Help. Peas. I hate bugs. Save me. I can't sweep. These are all different
I
texts.
can't sweep?
Yeah.
Well, don't sweep and go to sleep.
And I said, do you really need help? And she said, I can't get him, crying face, mad face. I don't know what to do, crying face. And that's why I guess I gotta go up there.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. But I couldn't find the bugs, so not the greatest. So probably gonna get texted, he's back.
So I just told you to leave.
So
The show.
yeah, the show.
Is that a baseball term I don't know?
Yeah, I was gonna say it is a good name. That's what they call making it to the major leagues. Like you're in the show now, kid.
Yeah, I did say that. I was like, it's probably a baseball term I don't know, but it's fucking stupid.
Oh, okay.
It sounds very douchey. It's like, this is the show. This is the big leagues.
We're live.
That's not the start, right?
No.
Oh, good. I wasn't ready.
Are you ready? What's the matter?
What's that sound?
What do you mean? Where's the sound?
I heard like a...
Probably you doing that.
What would you call that sound that you make?
A bro fart.
Bro fart?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't want that hair in my mouth. Let me turn a little bit more so. You got a new tablecloth.
Then turn blonde. This is what you got for the backing here.
Oh, please use backing. Why
Yeah.
no backing?
Spike.
Jesus. Why the fuck did you guys pick this piece of shit table for a fucking desk? It's so uncomfortable. Oh, God. All right, and it's so hot. Let's do this.
It's not even that hot this time.
I'm having a heat stroke, I think, or something. Okay.
Did you like my... Did we talk? Yeah, we
hear
talked
you.
about it. Oh, yeah, it's because you don't have that one.
So I get my, and then
That's how
your.
it's always been.
It
You also
had-
don't need a mic, but you have that out on your face for some reason.
But I didn't. Okay, whatever, you chashful.
Oh, okay.
Let's go.
All right. You gonna be in a mood all fucking night?
But I'm just giving what I'm getting.
I'll give you something. All right, you ready?
What was that? Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, good news for you. Since it's such a little news, you should be able to get through it, right?
Yeah. I'm extra tired tonight, too.
Okay. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of intro you want?
I went to NPR.
Didn't we do that last time you were here?
I don't recall.